So, because it was heavily requested and I was gonna do it anyway, I'm gonna talk about Pokemon. And yes, I know a lot of you are like, huh, Pokemon, that type thing. I'm looking at you, Levi. I'm not just gonna talk about the cards, I'm gonna talk about why I'm into it, the games, the cards, the show, everything about it. So, yeah, here's 10 minutes of Pokemon. So, first, I'm going to talk about the games. The games are on many different consoles, and there's many games on each console. And I decided to try to be a little funnier earlier in the day, and now that it's like 2 a.m., I find it not very funny, but I'm too lazy to change it. Anyway, there's so many game mechanics in each game, and each game is very different from the past, so it makes it a lot more fun to play the games. Editor's note, I was being an idiot and decided to start mewing in the screen because why not? But anyway, this is Pokemon Ultra Moon. This is basically like a game where, ignore the hours, where you can have a main story, but at the end you're able to jump through an ultra wormhole and try to catch some fun. But yeah, the games are really fun. I recommend it to everybody. If you have a Nintendo or anything like that, you can ask Chris, you can ask Owen. The games are really fun, so try them out. Just like your mom, Ultra Deep Sea. Got him. It's about how wide one of my teachers is. Good lord. Hello. No. Shoot. Would you looky there? No one cares. Now it's back to another voiceover bit. When it comes to Pokemon, there's multiple forms. There's the regular form, and there's the shiny form. The shiny form is very rare, with a 1 in 4,000 some chance to obtain one, and there's ways you can increase those odds, which is very difficult. But when I play the games, this is what I mostly do, and that's why I have hundreds of hours in those games. As you can see here, it shows plenty of hours, and that's not all the games that I've played. And these are all the shinies that I have caught. I've caught roughly 180, but I only counted the different species. Anyway, let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about the actual cards. But before we get into the cards, you have to understand that there's something that the games and the cards have in common, which is types. These types are very confusing, but not really. Like, grass is weak to fire, water is super effective to fire, but also grass and electric is super effective to water. I don't know. With there being 18 types of Pokemon and them having their each individual strengths and weaknesses, I'm not gonna name all 18 types. That'll just be boring. So anyway, the type: grass, fire, water, electric, fighting, psychic, dark, steel, fairy, dragon, normal, bug, flying, poison, ghost, ice, rock, and ground. 18 types. I'm not going to go over their weaknesses and strengths though, because that would just be annoying. So instead, here's a chart. Make it whatever sense you want with it, because I'm not going to try. I'm sure Chris could also explain it. I'm sure Owen could explain it. But I'm not going to, because it's too much. And I'm actually being for real this time, so you don't have to worry about that. Nah, you thought I was going to explain it. No, I'm still not explaining it. Basically, all you should know is certain types are strong against others, certain types are weak against others, and you have to use that as like strategy in battle no matter what game you're playing, whether you're playing with the cards, whether you're playing the game, or anything like that. If you play Pokemon Go, don't even talk to me. Like, leave. You're, like, gross. Like, go to the gym. Don't go for a walk. Jeez. Get swole. You disgust me. Now let's talk about the actual Pokemon cards, or otherwise known as shiny cardboard, or expensive cardboard, like ridiculously expensive cardboard. Or you could just call it gambling for children. Anyway, if you guys didn't know, I'm like one of those kids that likes gambling on shiny cardboard for whatever reason. I spend a ridiculous amount of money with little to no return, but hey, guess what? It's sentimental, so that gives more value. I'm in crippling debt. Anyways, my room is literally just decorated with sealed stuff like Pokemon cards that are no longer in print, or, you know, figures, or just other stuff. Also, my cat, she also passed away. Anywho, yeah, but it's just spread all around the room, and there's a lot of projects yet to come. Or, speaking of not being in the hole, this display is $1,300. Also, you may think that us nerds are slobs. I make my bed. I take out my trash every week. I do my laundry. I'm not a slob like my brother. Anyways, cards. I'm gonna have to clean that out, man. Me personally, though, as like a Pokemon card, like, professional over here, I'm like a perfectionist, or a completionist rather. I like to buy the cards and then complete sets, but also I go into it for value. So for instance, if you looked at the others, we have expensive, that's also expensive, but here's an example of not expensive. Prices are shown. This is like 1 cent, that's like $500 something. So, however, when it comes to cards, there's ways you can increase the value, like sending them to get professionally graded, which I actually did recently, and I sent a $400 card and it came back a pristine 10. So now it's like $1,500. So I'm not gonna say any names, but to any of my classmates, but parlays just aren't hitting, man. Try shiny cardboard. But yeah, I have plenty of binders and a McDonald's display from a couple years ago, and many other things that just prove that I don't know. And then continuing that, we have the under the desk setup and everything about that, duplicates and how to YouTube notes from last year. So yeah, mate, turn this into a career that's definitely gonna fail. Good God. When getting a card graded, there's a lot that goes into the factor of it. It can be pretty scary, because you have to think of the pack costs that you even got the card out of, or the product cost, and then you have to actually pay to get the card graded, which I spent $25 per card. That first one, I wanted a giveaway, so I wasn't really worried about it. It was just for a bit. But this basically just shows you what it's like getting cards graded. Also, you know I'm not dirty because I have 1 trash bag, 2 trash bags, and like a whole bag of trash bags to replenish those trash bags, because I opened too many cards, first of all, and second of all, I'm not dirty. Like Levi, like go take a shower, bro. Another way you can get your money up, unlike parlays, is by selling these cards, and you can do that in multiple ways. You can go to literally any card shop. If you're 18 or older or have a parent or guardian, this is considered like a pawn shop. I use eBay through a friend, so I like make little bundles, sell them on eBay. I get cards graded, increases the value or decreases the value as basically the last bit showed. But so, you know, you have to, when you get cards graded, it goes based off conditions, centering, you know, the surfaces on either side. So you really gotta like look under a microscope or under some lighting to make sure that it is perfect, or else you're probably gonna lose money. So it's not about being perfect about it, it's also about being smart, unlike parlays. Jordan. Then there's also the card game, the game that I tend to lose a bunch, or did lose a bunch. Mr. Judd, I'm up. Check my stats, they are up. You don't have to make fun of me anymore. But the game is complicated. Some of you would get it. Levi, Jordan, you're out of luck. sorry. Even if you wanted to, you, I mean, is the Pope Catholic? I mean, there's a lot you have to look at. There's rule boxes, there's attacks, there's effects, there's health, types of cards. So, got a jumbo card here, just as example. That's the health, the name. It's a basic. You have to keep that in mind too, because there's stage 1, stage 2s. Amount of energy it takes, which is cards I threw on the floor. You know, little brief things that maybe affects the actual attack name, the damage, weakness, resistance, the rule, the set it's from, artist. None of that. I mean, these things don't matter in the game, but just thought I'd explain it for those who would ask questions after, because you guys are dumb for whatever reason.
And now, because I have no good idea for an outro, here's me playing the Pokemon TCG while taking the massive dump. Alright, later.